When we arrived in Belgrade, Serbia, after our 3-day move from Fethiye, Turkey through Greece, we just got a cab there from the street, just someone that was waiting there, and don't do that. You get fucked over. You have to download the app. Get the app, so much more affordable. Otherwise, you just get fucked over. I made a 4-part series about our adventurous move with 3 ferries and 1 bus. Here is a first video to that. We stayed in Belgrade for 28 days, and it is the oldest continuously occupied city in Europe. The city dates to 5700 BC. It used to be the capital of Yugoslavia and now Serbia. We were there from June 17th until July 15th, 2024. And especially in July, sometimes it got very hot. Sometimes we even got thunderstorms, and it also got humid, but not too crazy humid. Sometimes it even got dry, as like hot and dry, like 38% humidity. Well, not as dry as it gets in Reno, Nevada, where I spent my last 10 years. But I love the dry weather, so I really liked it when it was dry.
Okay, so they put here those sticks to reserve their parking spots, so no one else will take them. And so we do have sidewalks, you see, but you can't use them because they're usually full of cars, you see, and they park very close, so you can't really use the sidewalks. Here you can for a little bit, and this street is no problem. There are barely any cars, but on other streets there are cars coming, and you basically have to go like between the parked cars to wait until a car drives by.
Hi, I'm Aline. I'm a Swiss girl that used to live in the US for the past 13 years. 3 years ago, I had surgery at UCFS in San Francisco to get rid of a pituitary gland tumor, and they missed a tumor, a second tumor. So this April 2024, I went to Istanbul, Turkey to get that tumor out with Gammamesser-Radiochirurgie radiosurgery. I made a 3-part series, no, a 4-part series about that. First video is here. Now I am living a nomadic lifestyle with Paul, and we are traveling and living in cheap countries to be able to save money, to pay back my debts from the first surgery, and to save up money in case I need treatment again. So if you're interested in my adventurous life, don't forget to subscribe. In Belgrade, we found an amazing gym. I loved it. It was small, but it had like everything it needed. It was much more like old school. They had machines still from the 70s. They just don't want to break. Not like the stuff nowadays. So I felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger training there. It was so cool. Also, the people there were super friendly, and almost everyone spoke very well English. In general, in Belgrade, most people speak very well English, especially the younger ones, of course. Again, I couldn't find postcards anywhere, except one place by the fortress. There was like a little stand. I mean, it's super touristic there, so yes, I found postcards. But most of them were super ugly and so old. The edges were damaged, there were discolorizations.
Well, the bag is the coolest thing I got with those cards. So look at those cards. They were so expensive. Yeah, look at this.
Well, I needed 5 postcards because I still write birthday cards, and I thought during my Nomad life I want to write postcards as birthday cards. So I needed 5, and I just picked the 5 nicest ones. Thought can't be too expensive, right? Fuck, we paid 1,000 Serbian dinars for those postcards. That's like $9.13. What the fuck? And I got outraged when I couldn't find postcards in Turkey, and there I had to send actual birthday cards, and I had to pay $2 a letter, because it was a letter then to send, not a card. I had to pay $2 to send them. But when I found postcards in Turkey, they were 5 Turkish lira each. That's like 15 cents. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't remember what Paul paid to send the postcards from Belgrade, but that wasn't like an outrageous price. The fortress in Belgrade is extremely important because Belgrade was attacked over 115 times. But there were parts of the fortress that didn't make sense to Paul, and he's convinced they just added those later on just for touristic reasons. Nikola Tesla was Serbian. They have a Nikola Tesla museum in Belgrade, Serbia, with his original properties, including inventions and clothing. Of course, we visited it. It's very small and you can only visit it by joining the tour. They do one every hour, in English or Serbian. You gotta be there at least a half hour in advance because there are so many people wanting to get in, and as mentioned, it's very small. The price is 800 Serbian dinars each. That's about $7.43. You get to see a film and then 2 experiments get explained and demonstrated. One you can touch. The ashes of Nikola Tesla were displayed as well. It's totally worth seeing that museum. When we went to the park Ušće, we rented 2 bikes, 200 Serbian dinars per bike per hour. That is about $1.85. But the gears didn't really work, well, half the gears, and you couldn't adjust the seat, and you also didn't get any help. So the guy there, he just pointed at a row of bikes, choose one, and you had to leave there an ID, and when you come back, you paid. So super easy, simple, but yeah, it was cheap, and it was okay. Oh wow, Broncos Bridge was somewhat scary. There were holes in the floor. Don't stare at your phone while walking over that bridge. In Switzerland, it would never be allowed that people cross a bridge in such a condition. It would be closed off, but I thought it was actually pretty cool. I mean, different countries, different customs, right? When we were walking around Belgrade, suddenly I saw those trams and thought, they look like the old trams we used to have in Switzerland back in the days when I was a kid. I grew up in Switzerland and lived there for 26 years. Paul even saw a tram that said Basel on it, a city in Switzerland. When we got home, Paul looked up some information about those trams, and he figured out that Switzerland donated their old trams to Belgrade, Serbia. So funny. And apparently in Belgrade they didn't do anything to those trams. They didn't paint them or whatever, they just put them up to use. So they still had Basel and other cities' names on it. And yeah, most of them, they came from Basel, but also other cities. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a picture of one that said Basel on it. The food was very similar to Turkey. I'm on a very strict dietary lifestyle and we have to save money. So I mostly just ate what was 30% or 50% off. So mostly turkey, ground beef, ground pork, and even eggs, they were 50% off. The ground beef was so delicious. So it was grinded like super fine, so they were like really thin, like worms. It was lean and it was just, the taste was so delicious, raw and cooked. I loved it. Sometimes, once in a while, I also bought some pork chops and ate those. Unfortunately, the beef, the steaks was just too expensive. The tap water was drinkable, so that's what we mostly drank, and we also just bought some sparkling waters. Oh, the supplement store in Belgrade was great. They even had liquid liposomal vitamin C, pure magnesium citrate, pure creatine, and much more. The people there, they were so helpful and so knowledgeable, and they also told us that in Montenegro, where I am right now, the selection of supplements is not very good, so we should stock up. So we did that, we got a lot of supplements, but I still want to check what is available around here in Montenegro. I'm curious. I liked Belgrade, Serbia. We lived a little bit outside of the center. I really like that. I'm not a fan of big cities and a lot of traffic and noises, so I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. As mentioned, I am here in Montenegro right now and it's so fucking humid and hot right now. Don't forget to subscribe here to not miss any videos about my adventurous nomad life, about Aline's adventures. Stay happy, stay healthy, see you next time.